Well, hell. What's up, Soul Warriors? It's a special Friday Night Live because I'm coming to you because the countdown is on. The Sober app is going live in about 5 days, maybe even less at this point. And I got its parents. Its parents, these two human beings that are responsible for creating this baby together, and I'm just so excited for them to be here to talk about it. I got Curtis and Dani in the house, and we're going to just talk about this thing live. Listen, we're going to take a little bit of time because while we're going live on YouTube and Facebook, I want you to share this out, recovery community, because what you're about to learn about is one of the most amazing sober apps to actually go live ever. You are going to be able to structure an entire recovery and wellness program from one app. Track your progress and all the cool things that Curtis and Dani are going to tell you about. There's even more. But this thing is just out of this world amazing. It's actually what I dreamt about having and being available for people when I started doing online recovery content 4 years ago. So here it is, and I cannot wait. So if you all are ready, remember, share this out, share it far and wide, tell your friends about it, because we're about to go live with Curtis and Dani and launch the Sober app. All right, let's go. Well, guess what?
Hey.
Oh, y'all, how are you?
That was such a cool intro, just coming into the live, like going through the city. We were like, yes, that was so cool.
Awesome. Well, I really wish I had some bootleg pictures of y'all, but there were just none available, so I'm gonna have to edit those in.
That's all right.
Your own
What you
intro.
did was good.
Yeah, we loved it.
So you guys are getting close to delivery date.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're 5.5 days away. Well, basically 5 now. Thursday, February 10th at noon, we're launching.
Countdown has
Oh my
begun.
gosh, it has begun. Can you believe it? So
honestly, no. I mean, oh gosh, there's so much to say, but I'll let you go.
I guess we got to go back. See, we know the story of how this went down. So I guess we should probably rewind and tell our listeners and all of the new Sober app tribe that's about to, throw down on this thing. Tell them how it got started. Tell us how dreams happen in recovery and how they come true.
Yeah, Elsie. So I know I can speak for Dani too. When we got sober, I was looking for as much education as possible. I was reading every book there was on addiction and recovery at the library. Whatever they didn't have, I was ordering books off Amazon, Audible. I was on 3 different platforms listening to podcasts like yours.
Right.
Started a new social media account, connecting with other people, asking questions, blogs, YouTube, you name it. And eventually I got everything that I needed to a happy, sober life, but it was just kind of all over. And not to mention the 10 sober apps I was using to track and join communities and leave one, go to the next. And I just always thought, with all the technology we have these days and all the apps and everyone's on their phones, why there isn't an app that's more, it has communities and tracking, but more so has all these people like yourself, people like Mike Fiore, people like Sober Press, people like Lore's Recovery and Andy that like we all follow on Instagram,
right?
Learning from, but has them like have almost like a masterclass of sobriety meets Netflix, where you can dive into each person's section and learn a little bit more. You can be with you one day, the next day you can go to me and Dani's section, the next day, and really it's just kind of come down to almost like a yellow pages directory of sobriety and people who have succeeded in it. And we started out with the idea of having 1 to 3 collaborators for launch. And since then, we've just been Zoom calling it up. And
every day,
awesome. Like 8 hours of Zoom calls. And we've got, by launch, we should have about 60 sections ready to go, and 5 to 10 being added every week, and new content daily, YouTube videos, podcasts, blogs, original content.
There's coaches, and oh my gosh. And originally when we started this, we wanted to base it off of alcohol and drug addiction. And it's grown into something even further than that, because now with all the networking and all the people we're talking to, we've got food addiction, sex, porn, love addiction. We're going to be doing, hopefully somebody's going to talk with us about smoking, vaping addiction. So we're really trying to get all inclusive with addiction in every form, so that we can really incorporate and network this recovery community in one place. And honestly, people are coming to us. Everybody wants it all in one place, because it's accessible everywhere. So
oh my gosh,
the work has been overwhelming in the best way possible. Like I said earlier, it's the best problem we could possibly have. It's amazing.
Man, I tell you what, y'all do this to me every time. Every flipping time I get tears with you guys, just because of all the days that I wish that I'd had something like that in the very beginning.
Totally.
All the days.
Exactly what it was, man. And as it's evolved, we've just had these new ideas. Even for version 1, we're able to do in-app live, YouTube streaming, Zoom. So we're going to be doing, we're going to have your lives in there. We're going to have Recovery Revolutions Thursday night lives in there. We're going to have even original content where we're doing a comedy night probably every Tuesday, where it's live in-app sober communities, where you can go on our open mic night where people can read poetry, and you can sit at home when you're getting sober, or even 30 years down the road. We've got meditation specialists, yoga instructors that specialize in movement for sobriety, and dealing with trauma with chakras and metaphysics, and every walk of life is just it's evolved into something so amazing.
We've got some pretty amazing authors on board too. So the goal with that is to get them in there maybe once a month after people have read their books, do live Q&As with the authors, so that they, our members can get to know the authors of these books a little bit better, like a book club. Exactly. It's a very, very engaging app, just to get the person who's considering sobriety, or the person who's well into their sobriety, opened up to the bigger world of recovery. There's so much out there. We want to bring it all to you. So
and it's right there. So it's that moment when you can't get to a meeting, and the shit's getting deep, and it's getting thick, and there's absolutely nothing that you can't touch in that moment. With that app, there's not any feeling that you're going through, emotion, circumstance that you're not going to be able to touch in that app. Some type of either class. And I'm already trying to think of my sober app exclusive content. So got it planning. But I mean, I'm just so grateful that you all had the dream, and that it's actually coming true, because I just think about all the days that I wish that that could have been available to me in those white knuckle moments, the ones that you just eked through with barely, like I barely didn't get high last night,
Right, but we couldn't do it without you and all the other amazing people in this community who have truly come together to help us get all of this information into one spot.
Totally.
This is all thanks to you guys. I mean, Kurt had the dream, called me up and said, hey, I've got this thing I want to do. And I was like, dude, I want to do it with you. And so it's really grown, right? Because there's two very passionate people that wish they had a tool like this when they were getting sober. And so, but we couldn't do any of it without the time you guys spend all your free time, all the passion, all of your purpose. We couldn't do it without that, you know? And
It's amazing.
it's just great. It outside of like all of the content as far as like, you know, authors and podcasters and coaches and all of the big sections we're going to have in the app, there's also going to be communities that people can talk live amongst each other in.
Amazing.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
We need to
Yes.
stay
Yes.
connected. So if
Yes.
there's something that you found that's great, but you want to pop over to the community and start chatting live with somebody else in a subject that
Yeah.
interests you, whether you're a single mom and you're struggling in sobriety, or you're, you know, a college student in a frat house and you just don't want to go to the party, you'd rather talk to somebody, you know, there's
Yeah.
so many communities that are going to be available for that too. So
Outstanding.
And
Outstanding.
our tracking is a little different too. We're version 2 will have, you know, auto tracking and evolved tracking, but version 1, it's just you got your day sober just like any other app. But a lot of the people we talked to, tracking days wasn't just everything. It was you know, what kind of physical activity you're getting early in recovery, how good how your mindset is, and eventually
Yes.
it'll show it in a graph form, so you can say, okay, you know what, I didn't feel very happy that day. I was a 3 out of 10. Yeah, I was sober, okay, but I ate poorly and I didn't do any yoga, or didn't do any physical activity. Okay, maybe I should try those things and relate it. It helps you find the things that worked for you.
Yeah.
It'll also include like a 250 word journal entry for every day input you do, and a photo if you want to upload a photo.
That's outstanding.
Let's say you're in there and you're like, man, I really ate like crap last week, but you know what? I really don't know how to eat that great now that I'm sober. Like, it's like, you know, we're transitioning out of this place where we fueled our body with drugs and alcohol. So we're trying to figure out how to fuel our body properly, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, but you know what? In the learning section, I remember there being an area where I can go learn how to cook with
Jay from Sober Chef Jay from Hype Recovery,
and he's really creating all these great
it's like
meals.
a cooking channel.
Yeah,
awesome.
Early sobriety with all the type of nutrients and vitamins that the body needs to sort of rebuild, you know, or like, oh shoot, man, I couldn't make it to go do yoga. But you know what? There's a yoga instructor who does lives through the app, so I can go do that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just all inclusive that way. Like, stay connected, stay mindful.
Yes.
And stay freaking sober.
So much. Yes. So much. Yes. And being able to, you know, one of my greatest strategies in recovery, my early recovery was about strategy, and I would build my recovery battle plan, and it changed, you know, like we've talked about before, over the years. And I think that is what's really special about the app, is because you've got so much different people in different years of recovery. So if somebody's in day 1 or even pre-day 1, just sober curious, you know, day 1 to year 11 or something, like, because all the needs end up growing with you, and so you have different things happening. So I think it's amazing to have so many different collaborators coming in to do so many different things to relate to everybody. But studying yourself, you know, that tracking about what worked, that's the strategy, man, to get out in front of your triggers, and by knowing what works. That's brilliant.
Exactly. And the cool part, and I think that this sort of distinguishes us a little bit more from others, is that our goal is to direct our members. We don't want them to stay necessarily in our app. We want them to find where they connect. Let's get on and they listen to your podcast and they're like, dude, we love LC, because like, let's be real, who doesn't love LC? And they want more of you, right? So they're going to head over to your Instagram or to your YouTube, and they're going to find more of you. And I think that's a great part about us, is that we're really redirecting people to plug into what can help them.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Find what helps you, what resonates, what's
that's exactly it. Is if you connect with us, like, so we have so many different styles of sobriety or recovery coaches or consultants, and if you watch a couple of their little courses and you decide, oh, I am in the place where I think I need a recovery coach, it's boom, there's all their links. If you sign up to our app for a month or two and then boom, you find something out that resonates, go get more of it, Go do their training. Go do
That's
learn
awesome.
from them. We don't mind as long as if we provide you the resource to go do it. We're satisfied.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we're looking for.
If it helps
It's
somebody.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
Well, and I like the way you've managed to do it, and I'm interested in this, and I think the audience will be too, is how you've remained able to be heart focused in this thing and like let it really, really grow, because it's really tricky and it's hard in recovery, you know, because we're trying to learn how to invest in ourselves. We're trying to learn how to do things like that. You guys are on this big passion project, you know, like how have you kept this thing in the heart? What's been the most important thing to you?
I mean, I think is talking to people. Every time we connect on these Zoom calls every day and we hear their story and what they're passionate about, and this coach is doing this in this style and helping this people. We just got off the phone with Mike from Recovery Army Outreach, I believe, and he goes down still. He's got a crazy story, and he goes down still, and where he was homeless using heroin, and he goes down there once a week in a few minivans and still feeds and clothes the homeless. Like that, hearing stuff like that from all our collaborators is what keeps us going. We want to share. We want to share these people with the people that are those people on the street, maybe, or in recovery, or 10 years sober. That keeps me going.
Well, and seriously, Elsie, like it even when we connect with you, when we connect with other people, they're being vulnerable and sharing something that has been life-changing for them, that's been such a gift for them. And it in return, it's like our gift to give it back. You know, what helps us, we want to give back to people. So it's like this continuous like recycling of a really amazing recovery gift. And it fuels so much of the passion. I mean, you know, 90 days into my sobriety, I white knuckled all the way up until 90 days. No clue what I was doing, who I was. I drank for 27 years. And when I made my Instagram account, it opened up a whole new world for me. I mean, truly, it saved my life in so many different ways and has brought blessings beyond anything I ever imagined. And that to me is something that there's so much passion and love just in that how can I not want to give this back to people who need it just as much as I did? And so now we're incorporating everything. It's not just go to Instagram. It's like, here's an entire world of recovery. Here you go, you guys. Like, and it could just be so life-changing for even one person. And there's where that fuel and that passion comes from. There's just, like you said, so much love. There's so much love that daily.
You can feel it. You can feel it off of the just off of the app, off of YouTube. I mean, this is your this is your energy, your dream and passion coming to life, and you seem to share it so well and have like that same focused and goal, and seem to obviously complement each other's, you know, like technical talents and what you know versus what I know and what I can do well and you can do well. And so, you know, I like the whole thing. But what really, really gets me emotional is 4 years ago, you know, I think by the time I made my third video down on that boat dock, I said, we're changing the way the world recovers by what we're doing right now. And so you guys, what you're talking about right now is the ultimate answer to the dream that we all started 4 and 5 years ago when we started putting content out online and really just believe in that. And I still, and I always will believe that the recovery community is meant to change the world into this new consciousness. It's helping because what do we not know about acceptance, surrender, sticking it out, rising again? I mean, what do we not know about this? So hey, you know, hey, y'all, ask us.
I feel like, you know, from an addict's perspective too, you know, in my instance, being drowned in alcohol for so many years, I mean, sure, I survived, God knows how, but there's this like reborn version of me that's just coming alive, and there's so much in here that there's that part of the passion that comes from that too. Like I have so much that I have to do, and I wasted so much time that there's no more time to waste. Like I'm not even, like I said, when Kurt first called me, I was like, Oh my gosh. Right. We had our first meeting and I knew right then in that meeting, it was going to change my life, our life.
Yeah.
Because of what it was going to mean within the recovery community. I just knew it.
Yes.
And even then at that point, what we had discussed was
nothing like what we've got already.
It's organically developed into this huge thing that even sometimes, like, we recap every time we have a meeting with anybody. We get off the phone, we recap. Half the time I'm in tears and Kurt's like, man, you know, like there's so the love that's in it just is, it's what's driving this entire app to grow into what it is. And I'm
another
so excited.
I am too.
Another thing I'll see is like when we got on the call with you originally, you had said, you know, I thought about something like this a few years ago, and like it's now the universe speaking. And I think almost every collaborator we've talked to has said, I was waiting for something. I was looking for another outlet to do my coaching. I knew the universe or God was going to bring another platform, or something new was coming in the recovery world. And it's just like, for us, Dani was like the fifth person I followed on Instagram, like 4 months before this. And it's just seems like everyone we talk to, and both in our lives, is just coming together by God or the universe, whatever you know, leaving or, you know, have, is just putting everything into place. And we've just opened up to it and letting it flow in naturally. And that is, and every collaborator has said the same thing. And it's just, it's because it's becoming, we've just accepted it and letting it happen organically. It has evolved into what it is now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody you talk to, like, we've needed this for so long. When you hear that many times, this is exactly what the community needs. This is, you know, when you get so much confirmation like that, it's like, oh man. And then the ideas just keep going, you know, from there.
Yes. Man, hello to everybody joining us live. I hope that you've been able to hear this the whole time. I was so wrapped up, I didn't even see we had comments and everything over here. I just clicked on comments. I don't even have myself together tonight. So
that's cool.
I'm just completely super excited, because I do think like just being able to see it come to life makes all those days that I wanted to give up, or all those days that I asked if this was even working, like, was it helping? You know, why do I, you know, keep going? And the times that I even had to back away from my own healing and stuff, it just makes it all worth it, because it means that those days were worth it, because we changed the way the world recovers. It wasn't no longer this way is the only way. And I knew that we were talking about something revolutionary 4 years ago. You know, and to use a strong word, we know how strong all the traditions of recovery had been, how tight the reins had been in just certain ways for so long, that, you know, it is like a revolution to say, hey, well, wait a minute. I created this whole thing through podcasts, because your story, Curtis, is just like mine. I was podcasting and, you know, learning things, how to fix my life in other ways other than just not drinking or not using. You know, it had to be different and deeper than that, or it wasn't going to work. So doing all that stuff and grabbing it from everywhere, free webinars to death, man. I did some free webinars.
Totally.
Then I'd get to the price and just get, you know, destroyed because
for sure.
You know, but those things are the things that have helped me be here for 8 years in continuous sobriety, you know, with knowledge of people that's out of this world.
Well, and, you know, I think too, like, when people, especially, I know for myself, when it was time for me to say, okay, I'm done, I surrender, now what? I didn't know what.
No.
And what I did know, honestly, it was like, well, I know that I have a problem with drinking and I probably need to go to a meeting, because that's all I knew. I didn't know that there was other options, and that's terrified me. I walked into my first meeting after 90, or it was like 100 days sober, sat in the corner of this room, shaking, hysterically crying, terrified, because I didn't know otherwise. I didn't know there was other options. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to. And it's so unfair that people are scared to get sober because they don't
Yes.
know how, they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do, they don't know that there's options. It sucks that they're scared because they just don't know. So we want,
Yes.
this is to educate. You're not alone. You do not have to recover in any particular
Yes.
certain way. It is not linear. You can do it all over the map if you want.
Yes.
There's so many different options, and that's, you know, again, at the end of the day, it's just to bring all those options aboard so that they don't have to be scared.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And let us not get out of this conversation at all before we talk about the fact that, you know, you go from a life of addiction in whatever form to a life that involves a dream, and you opening up and letting it move through, doing all the work. I mean, we're not supposed to do stuff like that. We're you know, addicts that didn't like their lives, that woke up, you know, almost praying for death on days.
100%. Yeah.
And here, you know, it's just absolutely the moment we have to understand that the dream in your heart is meant for you. Like the dream in your heart is meant for you. And so follow that dream when it shows up. Don't try to navigate and, you know, do all the technical hows. Those things will show up, right?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Sure
And they did.
I got this. And you'll be divinely guided, you know, somewhere. Like you're divinely guided to Dani, and Dani says, okay, yes, this is it. And we don't, in those moments, you don't even know what you're putting together, like how many lives.
Seriously, that's so
It's
true.
so crazy because we talk about it. Like I went for a weekend trip very shortly after he and I had our first initial like interview and conversation with each other. And when I took off for that weekend, I was at the very top of a mountain in Zion, Utah, and I just felt it. I felt it so strongly. I couldn't wait to get home to get started on this. Literally, I went home very next morning, we got started. I just couldn't, because I felt it so deeply and I didn't understand why. I had no idea. I just knew that he needed help creating something that I felt in my heart was going to be so life-changing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's amazing to have a dream. And, you know, I want to just preface to anyone who's listening right now who's not sure of what their dream is or feels like there's not a hope, that they don't have one. I guarantee you there is a dream that is taking place, you know, within you. Who knows when yours shows up, you know. Mine took me a while. Dani and, you know, and Curtis, there showed up pretty quick. But don't give up on yourself. Like there is something emerging from you that is, yeah. Like just hold on. You are just becoming your greatness, your greatest self. And I'm grateful that we're open up and can have dialogues like this now. And I think it's a great safe space to, you know, because I know that I think you've got some collaborators that are trauma coaches. One of them I've worked with myself. We've got, you know, I mean, Martin John.
We just booked him. We're so excited.
Yes. I mean, they got so many amazing people that are from every walk of recovery possible. A lot of us, we've just showing up as we are, like invent our way. You know, there's just, I'm just, man, I'm just honored to be amongst such amazing company. Everybody who's got a dream and a purpose and living it, walking it out, walking it out.
Yeah, we say that every day whenever we talk to a new potential collaborator. It's like we feel honored. Like they always end the call. Oh, thanks for thinking of me. Like I'm honored. I want to be a part of this. We're like, no. We're honored that you like took the time to have this call with us today. Like we're honored that we just got to meet you, and now we have this connection. It's just,
and all their hard work that we get to bring that to other people, that they're allowing us and trusting us to give that hard work to other people. I mean, it's really our honor, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Humbling in that sense that we're just the resource center. You know, we had a dream to bring something to people, and I don't like to say just because it is huge, but in a sense, it's like everybody else is out there doing all this hard work, and we're just giving it to others. You know,
we all needed it, I tell you, and then, you know, the connections that, you know, a lot of us, I've met different collaborators through the app, and just, having that connection through the app, that I've been introduced to new people, and
Right.
and people helping each other grow, and do some different things and explore what they want to do. I think it's just an amazing community, and I think it's a great thing for content creators, because like, we're all out there trying to navigate every platform possible to get a message out there, and to have it all come together and be right there is quite amazing for us. For me, as a content creator, it's
Well,
pretty amazing.
if you've met people, it's because damn near every call we have, we're like, and if you haven't talked to LC, go find him on Instagram.
That's you guys.
Do his story. Reach out to him. Yeah, we do that.
I'm grateful.
There's just
I
people
love it.
in this journey we've met that really touch your heart, and
Yeah.
you are definitely one of them. And so
Well, thank you
it's
so
it's
much.
that type of love and connection, that we all need. And so, yeah,
Yeah. I appreciate the way you all have let your heart and your intuition like lead you
Yeah.
to things. It just seems like you are led to people that you just vibrate with, like everybody just kind of
Exactly.
vibrates
Yeah,
together.
yeah. And it's
Right.
just coming so organically that it seems like, okay, this is meant to be, because
Yeah.
it's just these connections that are happening that you would think we had to work for originally, but now they're just coming into tuition. And it's every time we talk to them, it's just like, man, it seems like this was meant to be. I want to be a part of it. And it's just like, like we just got off the phone with someone. It was like, this isn't even going to just be a collaboration. I could see being really good friends with you for life.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
15-minute call, LC, and we were on for an hour just talking. And like, hey man, like how, like you're digging deep, and like, oh man, I'm so excited to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Like Dani was she's a year sober than me, exactly a year ahead, and she had a lot of connections in the sober community, and some of the people she's introduced me to text me every day now, like, hey man, how's it going? Like,
yeah, Mike's coming out
Mike,
next week.
Alika
We're all
from
gonna
Pro
sit
Power
together,
Recovery.
and
They're just become my friends now, and it's
I
like
love it.
it's amazing, because before I met Dani, I didn't have any sober friends. Honestly, no one. I was alone. Family still drinks a bit. They're super supportive, amazing people, but. I've just been introduced to this community. Like, I knew the community was there on Instagram and stuff, and I would talk to them here and there, but it's just become this bigger than just collaborating. It's so, it warms the heart so much.
Yeah. That's what I love about recovery, man. I love that about people that have seen their own worst, that they almost are able to see the best in other people. Like, it's like you recognize worse. Like, we've all walked through this, we get it together, that this is the hardest effing thing you're going to do in your life, but here, let us surround you with some safe, a safe place to bump around and learn what you need to learn, and see some people that have done it too, because that always makes a difference. And I love recovery.
You go to surrender if you need to, and it's to learn how to become a little bit more aware, and it's somewhere to learn how to fall in love with yourself over again. And it's a place to do that with other people who've all done it themselves too, or are doing it. So to have that commonality, and then to have that connection, and then to be able to grow together. I mean, it's just like throwing gas on a fire. We're just all on fire, and it's beautiful to really experience all this together with other people.
Yeah, and
I love it.
All our collaborators are just not just different walks of life, and different, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Canada, all over the world. But not just that. Some of our collaborators are 10, 20 years sober. Some are 6 to 8 months sober, and they're just so passionate about what they're doing now and getting sober and helping others, that it's like, now you could be this person 6 months sober, and now you follow someone like, say, Ashley, who's 6 months sober too. Now you like are on this journey with her in the app, connecting with her on social media, and it's quite amazing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it truly is. I mean, it's too good. It's really, really too good. And I like seeing people in 7 and 8 months, like sobriety, finding that purpose early, and walking in that out, and surrounded by good people, they will just continue to grow. And there's always those different people, like let us not understand and know that there is that dark side of recovery and
Yeah,
people
of
out there
course.
doing, you know, stuff. And so, being surrounded by having that safe space, and being surrounded by people that you can just feel the love from, I
Right.
think is important. And when you get caught up and you're early in recovery and you start doing something like creating content, there is this thing that happens, where that dopamine's still not quite out, and the hits start becoming like dopamine hits.
Yeah.
I've been there, man. I wouldn't even lie.
Yeah, bro.
And so, but it makes me feel good though to see like guys and young ladies that are new in recovery, but still have such strong, roots underneath them. Like
Yeah.
you can really, really see where somebody's really vibing. You can see that purpose, when that passion and purpose is crystal and
Yeah.
right on. You can see it through somebody, and you can see, oh yeah, this guy's gonna make it, because it helps our recovery too to do it.
Yeah.
Just like you, this keeps you accountable.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
It's bigger than you.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah,
Totally.
It's awesome.
It's cool too, because we encourage anybody who's in the app that's actually created content, or a collaborator, or somebody who's making motivational type videos or inspirational type courses, to be raw and real. So if you're having a bad day, get on and make a video, fucking cry it out, and share it. Because I know personally, especially in my early recovery, I would drive to parking lots and sit there for half an hour at a time sobbing, and I would get on Instagram and I would post about it, because I needed somebody else to understand.
Yeah.
I needed to be seen and heard, and I couldn't do that in the world that I lived in.
Yeah.
Or at least if I did, I never felt comfortable doing it, because there was just people who couldn't understand or had that commonality. But But this is a place where people can do that. You can go and get dark and sad, and
it's okay.
And what's going to happen? You're going to get loved on.
Yeah.
You're going to have people say, "I get you, I see you, I feel you," and we're all here to help each other.
Yeah.
So it's as much as it's going to be a resource center, it's also going to be a place where people can connect in the moments that are hard too.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So is there going to be like, well, just tell me everything. Like give me the technical stuff so that everybody knows the technical stuff, because we got the heart down. Like I think the world knows at this point.
We have different phases.
We've already got phase 2 and 3, like new features we've thought of that'll need redevelopment of the app or funding, etc., which we're already working on. But phase 1, we'll just start with that. Won't talk about that newer stuff till we're ready to. But phase 1, it's gonna have, like I said, in the communities is a really cool part where there's going to be a pinned community at the top for suggestions. So if we already have about 30 built, and we're hoping to have about 100 built by launch. Anything from being a sober single mom to a sober professional, to living in sober frat house like a university, to traveling again sober. And a lot of our communities will have either me or Dani or some of our collaborators actually kind of in there. And, we sober dating, for instance, they'll have one of our collaborators that can kind of give feedback to people and say, okay, I have a section like this in my section. In the sober community in our app, you can have the chance to, when I was using other apps, you would, for instance, if Dani had said something, I didn't know her, she just said something about a book she read or something, or a trigger, how she got past a trigger. And I was trying to have a conversation with her, and you're getting drowned out by the other 100 people in the community talking back and forth. We have an option. I can click on Dani and start just a one-on-one chat with her and talk to her about what she was talking about. We're going to be moderating them. So we know everybody's vulnerable in recovery. So we want to make sure that they're safe places. We're going to be moderating them. Our tracking, like I said, it's in depth, and it's very visual with a graph. We're working on our auto tracker, which will auto count it for you. Hopefully we'll have that ready by March. But the learning section, it's going to be all our collaborators, video, audio, form. We're doing courses like 60-day
great
challenges, nutrition, fitness challenges, where it's displayed like in a challenge, and you'll be able to enter your email. And like if a Sober Fitness Kate, if you join one of our challenges in the app, she'll be able to email back and forth with you. And now you're getting direct connection with Sober Fit Kate, who's an amazing human being.
Yeah.
and, you know, like resources available too for coaches and for people who are even sober curious or really early into their recovery. The goal too is to have information on, you know, local recovery centers. Or we would love to get connected with other places that do live meetings. So for example, one of our collaborators, Pro Recovery Power, they do a live meeting every Wednesday. We're going to have that information in the app. They click the link, they can go to a live meeting. So we want to develop as much live support as we can in there.
Yeah.
Whether it's a meeting or whatever it may be, so that there's always that information readily, like at a click.
Yeah.
You know. And
we want to be we're going to make it accessible for free to anyone in recovery or rehab center or outpatient program. So we'll have a form that you can sign out and just kind of verify that you're, you know, in a recovery center, rehab center, or you're doing outpatient care.
Nice.
And it's going to be 100% free to you to, you know, when I was even up until a few months ago, it was like paying off debt from my addiction. So we know people are struggling.
Yeah.
So we want to give it to as many people as possible who are really in need of these resources. Like some recovery centers, after a few weeks, you get your phone back and you can talk. And, you know, when you're done with all your treatment in the recovery center, when you're in your bunk and you're just looking for something to do and you're trying to get your mind off what you're going through, it might be good to hop on, listen to a podcast like LC, watch a video on recovery, or watch a course, or get on a panel and talk and say, hey man, I'm Mike Fiore, I'm in a recovery center, I'm just dealing with this today, like, do you have any things for me? He's gonna say, bro, I still live in a recovery center, how about this? Like this, just straight real talk, like kind of panel questions. We're gonna do like the Q&A's, the live in-app stuff is gonna be really cool. I'm really excited for that stuff.
I'm so excited too, because I'm more excited to hear that, you know, because we go through different relationships with money. Money's a relationship. And, you know, when we come straight out of active addiction, we're used to spending, you know, everything we have on this one thing. We kind of go the opposite when we try to get, you know, clean and sober, where we don't spend money on ourselves at all. And so I'm grateful to know that people are going to get to have the chance to, you know, feel this and know that it's a need and get used to, you know, investing in themselves, because investing in yourself and your growth is the greatest investment you can ever make. And so, you know, and I'm grateful that, you know, that we're thinking about that when you say that we want this in the hands of every human being that is in the process of recovering to their best self, most divine self, that here's the resource, and, you know, there's nothing stopping you. Just
exactly. Nothing stopping you now.
Nothing stopping you now. Now you just gotta, you know, get in there. So
when you want.
I'm well, you already know how I feel, and
we just love you.
So I mean, I just love you guys too. I'm so grateful just to see this happening. It's really, really emotional for me. Again, it just makes all my work and just everything, every moment that I've sacrificed of free time or family time to make sure that, you know, I come in to share recovery because of this right here, because now we are changing the way the world recovers, and I'm just grateful, just feel kind of like some big, like proud old timer. Like I just feel like a proud old timer right now.
I love it.
Well, we're grateful for you and everyone else helping us out. Like, it's
awesome.
Like, it wouldn't be what it is without y'all. So
well, thank you guys so much for having the dream, trusting yourselves with it, stepping out past fear and all that old gremlin voices that tell you who you think you are. You know, we know that guy.
Started, so they can keep coming, because we're just getting started. I mean, truly, we've got really big big plans, and this is really
got it.
just the beginning of
Yeah.
it. So
I know it. I just know it. Like, I just know
2
it.
and 3 are next, and then after that, we want to do a nonprofit, and then after that, we want to travel and give back, give back, give back.
Yeah.
You know, and so
And,
there's even big dreams of recovery centers and things like that. So, you know, just not going to
and you
stop.
know why?
There.
No, I know. And you know why there's dream 2 and 3? Because you took action on dream 1.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
universe, God, the divine knows, hey, I can trust these 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this, they're going to jump on it, and
Mhm.
I'm going to trust these 2. So,
Well, and we wouldn't have had it without our sobriety. We wouldn't have
yeah.
had
Oh,
it without,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it took us having to completely surrender and quit in order to get this gift, you know, and
yes.
and so at the end of the day, it's all the thanks goes into this life of recovery.
Yep.
Absolutely. 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 When we make that first in our lives, then the dreams and the passions and all of that show up. And, you know, thank you both for having the faith to step out in it, for recognizing its call, and for allowing that passion and purpose to pull through you. I am
Well seen.
super excited, you know, to be sharing in this with you two, to look onto this thing coming to life and to fruition. I am surrounding you guys in healing and loving and supportive energy as you go through these next 5+ days, and all the things that are going to happen when
We're gonna
when
do
this
this.
thing goes live.
Yeah.
I swear, I've been telling Kurt, like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm just tired, but I don't care. It's like the happiest tired ever. It's not the
It's
hungover,
astounding.
shitty,
Yes.
crappy, drunken tired. It's the, oh my gosh, that it's bring
It's
on
happening.
the bags. I don't care. I'm in love with what we're doing. So
Yes. Yes. So how many more days? What's the exact time that we got to wait for this
Thursday
thing?
at noon Pacific time.
Thursday at noon Pacific time. All right. So, and where can everybody go? The App
You'll be able
Store?
to you'll be able to download on the Google App Store, the Apple App Store, and you'll also have, if you want to, it'll be linked to web version. So if you want to use it on your laptop and Apple TV, anything like that, smart TV, we'll make an announcement. We'll have all the links ready. We'll launch it, and it'll be a phased launch. So if you're watching this and you want to be one of the first people using the app, definitely follow us on Instagram at thesober.app for all our feature updates and news updates and content. And we'll be putting news on there almost every day, counting down the days and showing the content a couple times a day of what we're going to be posting. And yeah, we're excited.
lots of sneak peeks.
I just can't wait. I just really can't wait. I tell you, you guys, this is going to be amazing. I'm so happy to be a part of this. So we got Thursday at noon. Be sitting there on the Apple Store and just wait, and it'll be there. And make sure that you head over to Instagram. The information's in the description. And go follow the Sober app so that you can have every update of what's happening and who's new to come on. Thank y'all so much for coming on and spending some time with me and these beautiful souls out here. There's some amazing human beings already that I see. So we're surrounded. Thank y'all for touching the lives of the people in this live tonight. They all mean so much to me. So thank you both. Y'all get busy, get this thing going.
Yeah.
You let me know what I can do, how I can help, whatever y'all need. You know, I'm right here.
You'll get a message from us in 7 seconds.
How much?
All right. I love you guys, and I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so
for
much.
anybody that's listening.
Yeah, we thank you for anyone viewing or viewing this in the future on YouTube. We appreciate it.
Yeah, this is the start of something amazing. Y'all mark my words. Mark my words. Come back to this video in a year.
Yeah.
And see what's all out. See where it's all out.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. Join me tomorrow night live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a global speaker, world-renowned speaker, relationship coach, access consciousness founder. This guy's amazing. His name is Brendan Watt. He's got a best-selling book out, and he's going to come and talk to us about sober relationships and what it's like to have a dream and be sober.
Yeah.
And get it done. So y'all join me.
Love it.
All right. And that's right. And y'all be ready. I'm serious. Go get the Sober app. Follow them on Instagram. Let's blow this thing up. Recovery community. We can change the world. I love you guys. And I love all of you guys. Have an amazing
You too,
rest
babe.
of the night.
Thank
Bye,
you.
y'all.
Night.